Hey, 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 Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, basically everywhere on the internet. If you're following LawnBot or myself personally, hope you're doing well. My name's Kendall Hines, co-founder of LawnBot. I had an excellent question come in from somebody who attended our Dominate Digital webinar. And, I thought it would probably be good just to shoot a quick video to answer these questions. And I'm sure that other people probably have these questions as well. So I thought it was a really good email and worth making a video. So let's take a look at the questions. So let's see here, get this out of the way. Okay. Sean writes in, says, love the presentation, really speaks volume to the passion that you have for marketing and business. I'd have to agree with you on that. I just get really jacked up about this stuff. How do we get more attention for brands? How do we get more attention for businesses? We know that money follows attention, so how do we get as much attention as possible? Couple questions. What is the first thing that you'd recommend to take a part-time side hustle, like lawn care to the next level? Obviously, you can't do everything at once. That's question number one. Question number two, I know that a website SEO and local directories, Facebook, Google My Business, Nextdoor, Instagram, would be a great place to set up a business profile, but what would make the biggest impact? So he's probably like, man, there's all these things to do. Literally, yeah, it is a lot of stuff. So if you had to pick one, two, or three, which one would be the best? So we'll cover that. And number three, question about reviews is it recommended to syndicate and replicate reviews to all platforms like Facebook, Google My Business, website? If so, what product or service works best for that? So let's cover number one. What's the first thing that you'd recommend to take a part-time side hustle like lawn care to the next level? The first thing I would do as a part-time, lawn care owner, maybe it's a side hustle, is you got to get your business listed on Google, and you got to get 50 reviews. Like that's the number one thing I would do before doing anything, is making sure that you at least have 50 reviews on Google. You're going to get so much free traffic just from that, so many free leads for your business. Ryan, get the eyebrows done, dude. I need them done bad. Masha's like, you need to book an appointment with me. I'm like, I can't. Your schedule's full. Thank you, Kendall. Right. So anyway, where I was going with that is when we started Masha Lash, funny you bring that up, is we started the Google My Business profile before we even had a location. So 2 years prior to opening Masha Lash, we actually started our Google My Business profile so that I knew just internally that they're an asset, just like trucks and cars and customers and cash in the bank. Google reviews are just as big of an asset because they produce future customers and future cash flow. So number one thing I do, if I'm a side hustle, start your Google review page. You need to make sure you're asking every customer for a review, whether that's like, sometimes the review is more important than the money you get for the service. So consider that. Like, hey, instead of me charging you $40 for this mow, just leave me a review, and like, don't get off the property till they leave it for you. Super important, huge, massive. Like, in these types of businesses and home service companies, like Google reviews are the holy grail right now. And I'm not like in love with Google or anything. If tomorrow I woke up and we could get more business from Facebook reviews, I would push those. But that's just not what the marketplace cares about today. They care about Google reviews. So that's where I'd spend time, number one. Number two, I know that a website SEO, all local directories, at least a Facebook, Google My Business profile would be good, but would make the biggest impact. So I think you need to be listed on all of them. It's a little bit, I know it's probably a lot of work for you to go and list them all. Chris, holy brows. I know it's probably a lot of work to go to all these directories and get yourself listed. Like I mentioned, Google My Business profile. And more importantly than just the reviews, Google My Business gives a lot of preference to the businesses that post photos to their profile. You can post videos to your Google My Business page. You can respond to reviews. that would be a good use of time to make sure that your Google My Business profile, we'll just show you one here, is just pimped out, like looking great, right? Tons of photos, tons of reviews, good activity. This is the Marshall Ash profile here. Let me make this bigger. So you can see, like, we're really thoughtful with how much we can list all of your products on your Google My Business profile. I can tell you, literally, we get so much free traffic and free bookings from just making sure our profile is the most. If you go to our competitors, theirs isn't optimized. They're not posting photos. They're not trying to get reviews. In just a few months, we became the highest rated, highest reviewed company in our market. And now they're starting to get reviews too. And we're keeping them on their toes, but we're still the highest. 174 reviews. We opened last August. So if you attended one of the sessions at Solutions, you can see that we've added, 40 or 50 since we spoke at Solutions. And we're continuing to add them every day because we know they're important. So just very, very bullish on Google profiles, making sure it's outfitted, making sure you have all your products listed. Very easy to do. Just take some sweat effort, making sure your listing's optimized. You can see you can run offers and promotions on Google My Business now. And they actually give preference to the listings that take time to put content out to their platform. So it's a really good use of time, really good use of human capital to do that. And I would highly recommend it. So let's see, let's go back to that question here. So that's number 2 is Google, Facebook, definitely the top places to spend your time. And if you don't have time, I'm going to drop this in comments too. If you don't have time, let me grab the link, and you can actually hire a company super cheap. This is actually what SEO companies, they basically just mark up this company's price and have this company go and do all the footwork for you. But it's called Bright Local. This is what we used for Marshall Ash when we first opened. I didn't have time and I didn't want to go do all these directory listings. So we used Bright Local. Drop it in comments here. To build our online citations. This is a company that a lot of the SEO companies use, and they just basically mark up Bright Local's pricing, and you're paying more money rather than just going right to the source. So Bright Local, highly recommend if you don't have time, and it's super inexpensive. I think it's maybe $400 or $500 to get all of your citations, and they stream it out to all the platforms. I think they built over 500 citations for Marshall Ash. Obviously, that's more than you could ever do yourself, and it's worth, in my opinion, the $400 or $500 to do it. I think they even have cheaper packages than that. And question number 3 is, let's see here. Question number 3 is, I have a question about reviews. Is it recommended to syndicate or replicate reviews to all platforms like Facebook, Google My Business website? If so, what product or service works best for that? So there is no product out there that's going to take a Google review and go put it on Facebook. Because the reason is when somebody goes and leaves you a review on Google, it's actually from their Google profile. They need to be logged into that profile to even leave you a review. On Facebook, same thing. They need to be logged into their Facebook account for them to leave you a review. So what I would recommend is go platform by platform, and rank them in order to how important they are to your business too. In the beauty industry and the lawn care industry, Google is definitely number 1. So I would spend 90% of my time and attention there. We don't even worry about Facebook reviews, just because we get so much traffic from our Google reviews. That's where we're spending time. If tomorrow I woke up and Facebook reviews are more important to consumers, then I'd spend more time there. But that's just not the case today for us, for the industries I work in. So I really focus on finding out for your industry what platform is the most important for reviews, Like, where does 80% of the people come from in your business? And then spend all your time there to dominate that spot. Really good use of time. And so I wouldn't recommend a syndication platform that would maybe syndicate these out to different or replicate reviews on different platforms. Hey, Chris, it's brightlocal.com. BRIGHT local.com. Sometimes on Facebook, in the Facebook groups, it doesn't stream out our comments for some reason. So it's just brightlocal.com. So yeah, figure out which platform 80% of your traffic comes from. Put all your time and attention there. It doesn't make sense to spend 20% here and 20% here and 20% here, and you won't get anywhere. Go all in on one platform. Really bullish on that. Huge on that. And finally, I will give you the link to the webinar we did on Dominate Digital, and that way you can go through the webinar we did again and have the deck. But I think it came across pretty clearly that, if I was a startup, I had 100 customers, 50 customers, 200 customers, I would spend a lot of time making sure I'm building my Google reviews, making sure my Google My Business profile is built out and looking good. Lots of reviews. You can list all of your products and services. You can add an appointments link. And what we recommend is, if you use LawnBot, to put your direct LawnBot link. So like myfertilizingcompany.com/buy online. You can put that here in the listing. Really making sure this is built and filled out correctly, and has content. Like, this is super cool too. They just launched where you can run different promos and offers on your Google My Business profile listing. So yeah, there you have it, Sean. I'll send you a link to this YouTube video because we're streaming out to YouTube. But I thought maybe a video just answering your questions would have been better, and maybe more informative too. So if I was a startup, 100 people or 100 customers, 200 customers, even a mature business, 1,000 customers, I think it's important for any company, a home service business, beauty service business, any type of service business. I'd spend a lot of time and energy thinking about, what does our Google review listing look like? How many reviews do we have? Is it filled out? How many photos do we have on there? Google actually sends us a report, probably weekly, I think. And they actually tell us that, hey, your profile is like 80 times better than businesses like yours, because other business, they just don't put the time and attention into making sure their profile is built out, has pictures, has reviews, products, services, and offers. So, Sean, that's where I recommend spending time. Hope everybody got some value from this. And things are heating up here for us at LawnBot. It's almost spring, and we're getting ready for it. So we got the team staffed up and ready to make a big splash this spring. Hope everybody's doing well, and hope you have a great day.